Time 97, TT Torrez and Bobby Trends, who's holding it down on the set. And our friend to the show, Rapsody, is here.
Hey, what's up, sister girl?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
I feel like, when's the last time we saw each other?
It was my last album run because we did White Rose together.
We did.
I think that's the last time I saw you in person.
Yeah, at the Grammy. Was it the Grammys? Yes, February.
Yep.
And that night you came by Remy's video shoot and did a guest appearance in her Melanin Magic.
Melanin
Magic
video.
video.
Last time when that video came out, it'd be fire.
Wasn't it beautiful?
Yeah,
just the celebration of just Black woman and the whole concept of it.
Did she come up with the direction for that?
She did.
Yeah, I remember that. That joint was ill.
She did.
Yeah.
She came up with the direction, and then the producers that shot it, the director, she didn't like the way it came out. And so she went back in and redirected the ending part of the video.
That's a boss woman right there. You ain't do it right, I got it, because we always got it. So I love Remy, man.
She's
so dope.
Just amazing. Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Another album, another classic.
I'm gonna see what the people say, but I like that. Speak it in the air.
I love how humble you are. Like you're so humble about your level of skills. Like you're never like braggadocious or like I know I'm nice. You just always like so thankful. But even like with the last album, Layla's Wisdom, right?
Right.
Nominated for a Grammy, right?
Two Grammys. Nominated,
and even in that process, you still was just so humble. Like, what just keeps that? Like, what keeps you so centered?
Because I had to work so hard to earn it, and I'm just appreciative to be able to do what I love for a living at the height that I'm doing it. Because everybody that's skilled and that is gifted and talented, like I know I'm talented, I know I have a gift, but everybody doesn't get to live it out like I'm living it out. So I really took the marathon route, so I just appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, the music should speak for itself. I don't have to go out and talk about how nice I think I am. It's just like, all I ask for is your ear, and if you can hear it, which I think you will hear it, then you hear it. If not, but other than that, like I'm just thankful I get to do what I do every day, and that's what I walk and live in. Because you could have it today and it could be gone for tomorrow. So I just try to appreciate it, and be thankful.
I was watching an interview the other day while I was away on vacation of you, and you said something so profound. I think the person asked you about being a conscious rapper, and you said, "I hate that." You said something to the effect of, rap is conscious, right? Because whatever your experiences are, you're consciously rapping about them.
Right.
Whether you're in the trap rapping about XYZ or whether you're rapping about whatever your circumstances is, that is what's on your conscience.
Right.
And I was just like blown away by that interview because I've never heard someone articulate that response so well. And it's true, right? Like people want to put rappers in a box and say, "Oh, well, that person's a conscious rapper."
Right.
You know what I mean?
This person's a trap. This person's a mumble rapper. It's like, this is hip hop, And one thing I learned early on was I watched a Buckshot documentary early on, and he said, they like to put these labels on us to divide us from each other. So once you put labels on each other, then it creates division. Like, oh, you part of this sector. You're like, nah, it's all hip hop. We all just have different styles.
Yeah.
And we all have different experiences, and that's what we like. We are conscious about different things that we live, so we all just telling different stories. But no matter how you look at it, it's all hip hop, and so that's what it should be about. Everything else that you put a label on is just a way to divide us and have us, oh, you do this. It's the same way that like they do with our race, with our religion, with politics. Even in Africa, they can't even divide you by race, so they divide you by your tribes. Like, so it's just hip hop, and that should be appreciated. It's either you dope or you not dope. That's the only division.
Right.
Everybody that's whack over here, everybody that's dope over here. That's all I know of. So.
Right. And you can coexist in this space, right? Because it's not like you have to X out this person or this person to be able to coexist. And it's so funny you said that because me and Jermaine Dupri had a live, and I was debating him on like some of the stuff that he said about his female rap statements. And I was telling him at the end of the day, it's hip hop, you know, and you have to open up your mind and choose what you want to listen to.
Exactly.
Right? So you can comment and say, well, this person raps like this. Well, you're choosing to only hear that portion of what that person raps about.
Right.
And there's a whole other world over here. There's Rapsody, there's Tiara, there's so many other people that live in this atmosphere, this big thing called hip hop. Is what you're choosing to listen to, or what you're gravitating to.
What you choose to put energy towards. If you don't like it, then why do you speak on it? Talk about what you do like you say, like if you want to see more balance, then help create more balance. But if you don't like it, that's just your opinion. But you can't put these women down just because they choose to do the art and create the way they do. You know, everybody's not gonna like a Rapsody. Everybody's not gonna like Jermaine Dupri. Everybody might not like, Megan Thee Stallion. But put energy in towards what you do like. Like I don't see. I just never understand that. And he know, like I've been in the studio with Jermaine Dupri. I know he knows other females that bust. It was just like you do a disservice to the culture.
Right.
When you do that. And to women.
And to women. I was just about to say that. I think, too, it's just that women in particular, whether it's rapping or whether it's boardroom or whether it's a law firm or whatever, I feel like women in general, we are sometimes just put in this box, right, of like, well, y'all all do this. Well, no, we don't all do this. Well, y'all think like that. No, we all do not think like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just think that sometimes, it in subconscious mind, they don't realize what the energy they put out or the pressure or the stereotypes that they put out about women.
Right. Yeah, it's just, like I said, like at the core of what it is, like I think he wants more balance. And there should be more balance on a mainstream level because it can, image-wise, be very one-sided. But you can't use these women and tear them down to prove a point of balance. It's not their fault. That there's a lane for what they do. There's nothing wrong with what they do. So it's just all about pointing the finger at the right ones in this media. Exposure, like why you should be like, why isn't media put in light? Like we have these artists, love what they do, don't love what they do, whatever, they do what they do, but why isn't media putting more light on the Kaylee 47, on Dreezy, on Il Camille, on Tokyo Jets, on 3D Natty, on Cash Doll? You know what I'm saying? Like, if balance is what you want to see, find a way to do that without using women and tearing them down to prove a point of just creating balance.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And I think, too, it also buys into this false narrative that only one person can exist.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
Which is bullcrap because I grew up on like Missy Elliott and Foxy and Eve and Kim and I didn't feel guilty about liking one person over the other. Right? So if I love Lauryn Hill and I felt like a Lauryn Hill day, then I would bump Lauryn Hill. Right? And if I felt like I wanted a little Kim talking that saucy talk, I was bumping my little Kim. So I didn't feel guilty about listening to one person versus the other. I think what social media does, and it's not necessarily the artist per se, it's more so the fan bases, right?
Correct.
So they start attacking other fan bases and other people, and it's like, yo, chill. Like, you can coexist and everybody can live in a space. And one day I can turn up to, this person. And next day I could be chilling listening to Layla's Wisdom or the new project you have out. You know what I'm saying?
It's room and space for everybody. And it doesn't dim anybody else's light to shine light on somebody else. That's one thing I love about Barty Gang. Like, they have their favorite, but they also like to support other artists. And that's what it should be. It's just music, like you say. Like, it doesn't have to be one. It's just like, if I cheer for somebody else, and nothing's gonna happen. Like, you have your lane.
Right.
As long as you're doing music that's unique to you, you ain't got to worry about nobody else taking your talent. Only you can do it. If you following a trend, then maybe you might get lost in the sauce. But as long as you being your authentic self, then do your thing. Nobody can take your lane. There's only one you. Nobody can outdo you. Nobody can outdo me at what I do. Like, I know that. Nobody can outdo LaKaylee 47 at what she does. Nobody can outdo Remy at what Remy does. Like, that's just what it is.
Do you ever feel the pressure of the music industry to change you, to say, hey, you need to be more like this?
I don't, because I've been protected and I've been prepared and I know what to expect. And I don't want to spend the rest of my life chasing something that I'm not. I know that it can be a thing for other artists, man or woman, to chase what's hot, to be cookie cutter, to be like, oh, this is what's popping, this is what we need to do. So I think that exists, because at the end of the day, this is the music business. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the music business, at the top levels that make these decisions on what's played and what's seen aren't of the culture.
Yeah.
And all they look at is numbers.
Numbers.
So, you have to define that for yourself as an artist before you even want to enter that. Like, you should come in and ask yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to represent? What won't I do? What won't I compromise? And you have to answer those questions before you make a move. Some artists, they might want to be in it for a little bit, just to have, get their wave on, boom, boom, boom. But that's what you want to do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Make your plan of how you want to do it. But then there are other artists that want to be legacy artists. And you have to understand your path is going to be different from somebody else who doesn't want to be a legacy artist. But understand, like, you can't compromise your art in it. You just got to be more patient during the process. So that's just how I look at it.
And stay consistent.
You have to stay consistent.
Yeah, I think consistency requires a lot of discipline.
Yes.
And some artists think that they're built for that discipline until they have to run that marathon.
Right.
And it will tear you down. It will mess with your subconscious.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you can discipline yourself to stay consistent, you're going
to win.
Exactly.
It's going to catch up.
It's going to catch up at some point.
Because greatness is undeniable.
Absolutely.
People can try all you want, but you got to come bow down at some point.
Yeah.
You got to bow down.
What album number is this for you?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Wow. 3.
Yeah, third one. The first one was in 2012. Completely independent on Jamla Records. Next one was Layla's Wisdom, Jamla Records, Rock Nation, and then we have Eve.
Wow. Layla's Wisdom, your sophomore album. A lot of people say it's harder on the second album, but Layla's Wisdom managed to get you two Grammy nominations.
2.
You must be really proud of that.
I'm very proud. And that was an album that I was super proud too, because it was a point where, coming as an artist, you got to kind of find yourself. Mm-hmm. And, if your fans look back, they grow with you. Like, you got to ask yourself, where do I fit in? Sometimes, like you say, it can be hard on your mental. Like, do I want to chase? Do I want to compromise? It's no. And it's that project where I understood, like, who I was, where I wanted to be, and what my purpose was in the culture. Mm-hmm. And I just felt completely comfortable myself, and to be recognized, even though I wasn't on billboards or all over TV and radio, just for making dope art. Like, I'm super proud of that. And it just reminded me and validated for myself that all I have to be is myself, and that's enough.
Yeah. And I felt, I think I told you this, I felt like they actually, somebody in that room, because there's not a lot of people that look like us that vote and those that vote in Academy. But somebody in that room took their time and really paid attention to that album, because it was definitely worth a win, but for at least the nominations, because it was a really incredible body of work.
Thank you. But I mean, even how the Grammys work, the voting committee are the people. Mm-hmm. So as long as you've been nominated for a Grammy, you are allowed to vote.
Yeah.
So to the community.
Right.
Thank you. That's all,
Yeah. So let's talk about Eve.
Yes.
Same producers? Ninth Wonder?
Soul Council.
Okay.
Ninth did, let me see, Ninth did 6 songs, I think. Eric G did 5, or it's either 5 or 6. I flip-flopped them, but Ninth and Eric G, who were both in the Soul Council, did a bulk of the project. Crisis did 1 song. Knots did 2 songs. And there's a new producer named Mark Bird from Atlanta who did the intro track, Nina.
Wow.
So, yeah, but it's definitely kept it in the family.
Let's talk about producers, right? Because I often tell artists, to me, when you find that chemistry, I feel like that's like the most important piece to the puzzle, is finding that right producer that you can cook and really discipline yourself to sit in that studio day in and day out to make an incredible body of work.
Right, yeah. It's like I've been working with Ninth and the Soul Council, all of them, Eric G, Cash, Crisis, E. Jones, Knots, Amp, for so long that, we just know each other.
Yeah.
They know what I like. Ninth knows, how my mind works, how I approach records, creatively what I want to do. He trusts me, to try new things. And it just makes the process easier. It's just like a machine working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was going to ask you, is it harder to go outside of that box and work with other producers now that you guys have that chemistry in that machine? Is it like when you go sit with other producers, is it hard to like turn that key and be like, all right, let me see how you guys do it over here?
Right. It just depends. Like, you know, it's all about energy for me, you know, and when I go in with somebody, it's just like, what does the energy feel
Yeah.
like? You know, and sometimes we just have people just send me stuff.
Yeah.
And we go together, like, you know, they might send beats to Cash and we'll go through 10 of them and listen to them all together. And we'll talk amongst ourselves, like what fits, what makes sense, what do we want to experiment with, what's dope. It might be a dope beat that I've never ever tried to attack, but it's like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah.
You should try this. So that's how we do it. But when I'm in the studio, like, you know, it's all a vibe and just finding like what I gravitate to. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I want to experiment on anything, but at the end of the day, like I got a brand to pick dope beats, and if it ain't dope, I ain't really rocking with it. That's all I'm gonna say. So, you know not to say that I won't rap on a trap beat, but you know there are levels of trap beat, and I'm not gonna go so far off my spectrum. You know, I'm not gonna go all the way to the left.
Right.
I might not go all the way to the right, like finding the middle ground, but it's, you know.
But could you though, if you wanted to?
I could rap over anything.
Yeah.
Anything you throw me, I could rap on. That's easy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but it's just a particular sound that I like, that I love. But you know.
Yeah.
I could rap on anything. That's easy.
So let's talk about your album titles. So this one's called Eve.
Eve, yes.
Let's talk about the meaning behind the album title.
I named it Eve because Eve is the mother of all living things. And when I think about Black women, you know, I think, you know, that embodies us. You know, we brought life into this world, and we populated the world, and what we carry, and you know, just our strength. Like there was no other title that I thought could carry all of that in one name. So just the power of women to bring life through us, what we carry, you know, what we mean to the world. And I wanted to do it by naming every song after influential, phenomenal Black woman. You know, that shows that we are not monolith. You know, that we come in a spectrum too. You know, we got different styles. So, you know, for instance, like I learned motherly love outside of my mom and my aunts from Felicia Rashad. Or, you know, the thing I named the intro after Nina because she's from North Carolina. But, you know, there's no me without Nina because she inspired Lauryn Hill. And she talked about, you know, as artists, what we have is a duty to speak truth in our music.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wanted to start there because that's the core of me and why I do music. Then there's the whoopee, and I played off had fun with the sister act, you know, her being a sister act, and the hook is like, you gonna make a sister act up. Like, people know me as cool, but you know, every one of us got a button that you push, it'll go that way. So I just wanted to take it through the spectrum of being a woman, being
all
a
these
Black
different
woman.
Black
women.
And wow, that's so dope.
Yeah, like something that everybody could, you know, relate to and gravitate to. So I'm doing the Black girl thing right now.
No, I love it. I think it's just dope. Like, you know, one of the things my mother taught me as a Black woman growing up is the power of strength.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And just, we had a lot of adversity growing up, just a lot. But one thing she always had is strength in surviving.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like being able to survive day in and day out. And being able to like not lose your sanity in the process.
And it's easy to do. Like, growing up, you don't see it as a kid, but I look back and I'm just like, I don't know how my mama did it. Like, you wake up in the morning, you got 4 kids, you got to get them all ready for school, you got to do hair, clothes, you got to feed them, make sure they got lunch money, you go to work all day, come home from work, cook, do laundry every single day.
Yeah.
And that's just like a regular day. Don't have nothing extra in there that you have to do. Like, outside of, you know, dealing with the world and the way it is and being married and having a relationship with your husband, that's a whole nother layer. Like, it take a lot of strength to, like you say, not go crazy.
Not to lose it.
Yeah.
And then you got to, and everybody's situation is different, but like I look at my mom and I'm like, you know, I looked at her and I said, strength, even failed marriages or not, or failed relationships, and still being able to take care of your family when these men were absent. You know, like my father wasn't there, my sister's fathers wasn't there. Like, you know, although those were like bad decisions in those moments that she made, that I'm quite sure that she wished she could have did it better.
Did the best she could,
she did
though.
the best. Right, exactly.
When she had to be everything.
Right.
And figure it out on her own, like that strength.
Yeah.
Where you have to wake up every day. Like, some days you might not know how you're going to get through, but you figure it out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Don't too many people know that struggle. Like, you know, women.
So. Yeah. Rapsody's here, everybody. I'm so excited for this project. Eve, what else would you say your mother, that you got from her growing up as a Black woman? What was that one thing, either your grandmother or your aunt or something that always stuck with you?
I mean, outside of strength was what we always talked about. Another big thing for me was sisterhood. And, you know, understanding the village that you come from and that you need a village. And that, you know, I always enjoyed watching her and my aunts get together. Like, I've never seen any of them argue. Wow. And when they speak to each other, they're kind and loving, and they say, "Oh, you look pretty today." And, you know, it's just so much love. And that's what I learned. And that's what when I got into hip hop, that's what I wanted on that end too, like a sisterhood. Yeah. So, you know, this is too my gift to my sisters to see, like, I see you, I appreciate you.
Wow.
Like,
that's beautiful.
I love you, you're beautiful. And this is like somewhat my love letter to you as well. So that's another thing, sisterhood, spirituality, you know, never forgetting God in anything you do.
Absolutely.
And leading with that. So, I mean, those are just a couple core things, but
I love that. That and that's growth as an artist too.
Yeah.
That's like maturity on a whole another level.
Yes.
Do you think that women can really have it all? Like, you know, the husband, the job, the kids. Sometimes I you know, I've reached a point in my life where I'm just like, wow, I feel like I live in a fairy tale every day. It's not easy, but it's like I'm loving every moment of it. But it is also very hard, and it's very hard to maintain it every day. Do you think that women can really truly have it all? Self-happiness, everything.
I do believe in that. I've seen it. You know, none of it is ever going to be perfect, but, you know, as long as you and your partner understand it is a partnership, and communication is very key. Like, in relationships, you got to have communication and also love yourself, you know, and, you know, I guess be open-minded to, you know, say when you're wrong, say when you're right, say when you're tired, allow yourself to be human. Like, I do think you can have it all. It's very possible. Like, I've seen many examples of it, you know, so. Are
you allowing yourself to have it all?
To have it all? Yeah, I'm living it. You know, not the relationship part as of yet, but, you know, when that comes, it'll come. But, you know, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, I've just learned never to force anything.
Yeah.
And everything is going to come in due time when it's supposed to come.
Yeah.
And that has brought me the most happiness. Like, I don't question things like, oh, why I don't have this? When I'm going to fall in love? It's just like, you know, as long as you happy and you living every day to your best ability.
It'll come. You'll attract it.
Yeah, like, you know, go with the flow of things.
Yeah, I love it. The most beautiful thing I saw in the studio recently, I went to a studio session with Queen Naija and Remy, and they're working on a record together. And both of them had their children in the studio. She had her 2 boys, and Remy had her daughter. And between recording, one was on the boob, and the other one was feeding with the bottle. And I just was like, wow, if I could just show people the inside of what this looks like. It was just such a beautiful moment, like just sitting back watching these 2 women with these babies still doing what they love to do and still following their dreams. It was just beautiful for me to see, like, because I think sometimes we as women in the music business, we put so much pressure on ourselves, right? Like, oh, you can't have kids, you can't do this, you can't do that. It slows you down. You got to keep going. But I was just in awe of just watching that. Like, wow, you really can have it all.
You can, and you have to tell yourself that and not allow anybody else to tell you what you can and cannot do and shape that story for you. And I think that's the beautiful thing. Like, guys do it every day. You know, they have babies all across everywhere. Like, you know, so, and it's dope to see. It's dope to see both men and women stepping up to that. Like, it's dope to see Remy, you know, with the baby, and Papoose with the baby, and Chance the Rapper with his daughter. You know, so it's like you say, like, it's crazy you look back, and when Lauren made Zion, we was like, wow, that's powerful.
Beautiful record.
Because it's like, in the industry, that's not, you ain't supposed to have the baby. Like, no, not now, not at the height of your career, the biggest record, one of the biggest records ever made in life.
Yeah.
You can't have a baby now. Like, that's going to shake everything up. She was like, no, I'm going to have my baby. Like, to see Cardi at the height, you know, of her career, where she still can go higher if she wants, but that was like one of the mountaintops in her career, and to be like, I'm having my baby, and to see her pregnant on that stage, still like bending over, twerking it, doing what Cardi do, like, that's dope.
That's
like
beautiful.
It say, like, I can have it all. You can't define what I can do and what success is with a child. Like, you know, I'm the star. You here for me.
Yeah.
So you gonna wait on this baby to cook.
And when this baby cook, I'll get right back to it.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, that's the beauty of it. Like, really taking ownership of your art and your craft, and not letting the business be in control of it.
Yeah.
Because you're the product. Like, what you gonna do? Find another me? You, like Jay say, okay, then make another hoe. If you can do that, you can't.
Yeah.
So you just gotta wait on me to cook.
Yep, exactly. Speaking of Jay, how's your partnership with Rock Nation?
Oh, it's beautiful.
You love it over there?
Yeah, like Jamla Records, coming in and partnering with them was, you know, the best thing I think we could have done, because I think our labels really are built on the same fundamental philosophies, you know, and it's culture first. Culture and making dope music, you know, and just doing our part. And it's really like a family. So, you know, I love it. I love what they represent. You know, like I say, I wouldn't want to be with anybody else, because it's not, I don't go in there and I don't think music business. Like, I think like, yo, this is some culture shit right here. Like, it's just all about the art and how we can continue to keep the culture pressing forward and build it in the most beautiful, positive way. So
and I think that's a beautiful way to look at it, right? Because everybody now wants to buy into our culture.
Right.
Everybody wants a piece of it.
Every single body.
Everybody wants a piece of it.
We gotta protect it,
and we gotta remind ourselves that we own it. This is ours.
Exactly.
And not let other people run away with our narrative.
Exactly.
That never had that story or that journey or that struggle, or they just in love with the culture. Right. You know, so we do have to protect it and and own it.
Right.
You know? Well, I can sit here and talk to you all day, because I just absolutely love you. It's Rapsody, everybody. She is here. Eve, the album.
Out Friday, August
23rd, which is today. Out today, August 23rd. Make sure you guys stream it. Let's get her a Grammy nomination again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Come on, we want all of them.
We want all of them.
Whatever the universe can give me, I'll take it.
We'll take it.
At the core of everything, I just want your ear.
Thank you.
First and foremost. So thank you, TT.
So give Rapsody your ear and check out Eve right now. Pull out your phone. Go stream it.
Yes.
You know, go to Tidal. Go to all the streaming networks and stream the album.
Stream it, buy it, pass it along, gift it, tweet it, IG it.
Whatever you
Facebook
do.
it.
However
everything.
You listen, right? Well, listen, thank you so much for stopping by today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, for using your platform to tell the story of Eve. So appreciate it.
No, thank you for stopping by. All right, it's Hot 97, everybody.